T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The following program is rated TVMA for language. We want everyone to be able to enjoy the program, but sometimes things happen, and we may say things that may be offensive to some or non-conducive to others. So in other words, shit happens. Oops.
Niggas coming.
What's good, everybody? Welcome to this special episode of Blerds in the Hood. I am the Swaggy Blerd Winston A. Marshall. I'll be joined by my co-host Jay momentarily here, just having some tech difficulties that he is sorting out at this particular time. But again, I want to thank you guys. Obviously, you know that this is not our normal day for the live show. That's normally Wednesdays at 6 p.m. We've got two major reasons for switching it up. The first one that is like kind of the main driving factor, because we could have always done this in a couple of days, is that I've got another commercial that I'm directing on Wednesday, and it would have been a pre-tape in order for us to do that, but we held off on doing the pre-tape because we realized the second reason that we're here, and it looks like my co-host is here, so give me 1 second. Let me bring him in.
Oh, you actually started the show?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's just that I just started so that we could get it rolling on time, just explain what's going on, and by the time you got in, you'd be good. But as I was saying at the second part,
Oops, I just had to switch computers and shit.
Yeah, I told him that. All good. I told him that you're just doing some tech stuff. But the second reason, other than me being gone, and we figured a live show is better than a pre-tape considering the news that happened. Obviously, a lot of people have seen what have happened about the BAFTAs. We will talk about that momentarily. We got a number of stories to get through and whatnot. So we figured it'd be better. We both had the night off tonight to make the show happen tonight. And then, that's what we'll do for this particular week. So,
yeah, you sound so professional. Oh my God.
I mean, I try. It's kind of my job. I don't, what? That was a weird, weird sentiment.
You sound so professional. Okay, hopefully it's
something I try and do. So, all that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and ask Mr. Jay Washington.
My nigga.
A nigga moment.
Man.
Nigga. My nigga.
What you been doing?
Going through hell in a handbag trying to fix computers and technical shit because this was a last minute thing in a sense. It's been a lot. I had a busy weekend, a lot of shows. Thank you to everybody who I've met, who I've seen in different places. I think I've forgotten where I've been all weekend because I've been ripping and running. What else? Yeah, today was weird because yesterday started off with my car. It was struggling to start, and I was like, man, please don't be my alternator, Jesus. Because, my alternator is the last thing you want to deal with. And I was able to just make some rounds. And then I woke up this morning and then some shit happened. I was like, I'm going to go to the gym. And then when I got in my car was like, bitch, we ain't going nowhere. And so, I had to take my car to the shop. Had to get a brand new battery. Here's what I learned, ladies and gentlemen. You know how you look online for places that can help you out and you find those mobile places like mobile auto repairs and all this other shit that's supposed to help you out? Here's what I learned. Never get a mobile battery service because like less than 6 months later, you're going to buy another fucking battery. And so
God damn.
That's where we are with that.
Hey, I hear you on that, man. Cause like it's just I don't remember you getting the battery replaced, but I do when you told me like, yeah, it's this, and this, which one, thank God it wasn't the alternator, because that's a whole other.
Oh, nigga, if it was my alternator, I was jumping out of a window.
That's not
and
funny
I don't,
for some reason.
And I don't mean that facetiously.
I know you don't. I know you don't. That's what I'm saying. It's not funny at all. Huh? What?
Oh God, I can't read. Matt sitting there talking about I'm muted in the chat, and I'm like, what? Like, bro,
fine.
Private
You're
chat.
fine. You're fine.
You're fine. I can hear you just fine.
So yeah, luckily it wasn't my fucking alternator, and so you know, had to go get it done. Had to do that. It was, you know, had to get the battery, had to get the diagnostic, because I was like, because I had to get my car towed, right? Mm-hmm. So luckily, because I got AAA, I get 4 free tows up to 7 miles, and luckily AutoZone is half a mile. So I mean, not AutoZone,
bro. Do we need to get the? I know we're trying to slim down on assets, but do we need to get the girl you think of the bowl of oatmeal? Like the little finger gun point shit.
so I got down there, I had to get it, and then I was like, yo, check my battery and my alternator, because you know it's either one of the two. And they were like, well, it's it's your battery, you need a new battery, but because we had to run the diagnostic and you need an air filter, I was like, well, there goes all the money that we made from the marathon stream, because on top of that, a payday loan came through. Well, here's the thing. When I first called them, Kristen, because I see what you said, they didn't have the battery I needed for my car, and I told them, and when the dude came out, he was like, oh, we ain't got the battery. I digress. Between I had to pay, I don't know if I told y'all, I had to get a payday loan a while back, so that came out my account on top of the battery. So all I'm saying is, if you start seeing me selling nipples and dick pics, don't say shit.
I feel like that's why this show is always kind of wild, is because that's how we're starting. Like, we have some real serious shit to get to. We
got real topics to talk about, but I'm just telling you right now, if y'all start seeing, yo, Jay out here with his nipples and dicks, he got 2 dicks for some reason.
I was gonna say your nipple and dicks, like dicks, plural.
But he's selling it, and he just was like, help me with the call, because I've been like, it's been a lot, and I realized that you just can't. Here's another thing. Like I said to you, and I've said to a bunch of people, I'm trying my hardest now to not let people know when I'm dealing with shit. But some people like the transparency, et cetera, et cetera. I'm also posting that the show is live. Sorry, I got to try to. I'm behind.
Yeah, just finish your thought and then do it once.
Nigga, I can't think. My brain is going 80 miles a minute.
I know. So I'm saying finish your thought, and then when you're done and you ask me what I've been doing, you can post that we're live.
I already did it. It's just done now.
All right.
Okay. It's done now. So it's just trying to, the thing has been also, like, seriously, on top of I've been auditioning, and that's, we both have been talking about auditioning and stuff like that, and that's been phenomenal. And there have been some gigs, here and there, but it's like also still trying to find a regular gig. So that has been like a crazy thing. But all that being said, again, if within the next 48 hours or maybe even 22, you start seeing Jay's nipples and dicks, please know.
I really hope this isn't the show that my mom decided to tune back in.
Bro, all my picks are gonna sound like me as Stoney and set it off. I'm in a bind, Nate. That's literally what's gonna sound.
Hey, here you go.
$40. $40.
$40 for some
$40. Let me tell you something. I know if I gotta be a whore out here, $40. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, brother.
Damn.
And then also, I forgot to say, I've been up since 4 this morning.
Sure.
I've been up since 4 this morning because I woke up, couldn't go to sleep, and then for some reason, something said, grab your phone. And that probably was the worst thing that could have happened, because guess what I spent 3.5 hours doing this morning?
Doom scrolling. Texting a hooker.
No, cussing motherfuckers out on threads and telling them, oh, my shit came from 4 to 7 this morning, goddammit. I was awake.
You know the devil works at about 4 a.m. Like that's ain't
No, he
never
get off
been.
at 3. He get off at 3:15. He get off at 3:15.
No, 3:15 in the afternoon, not 3:15 at night. That nigga he understands.
Hey, with that being said, Mr. Winston A. Marshall.
Remember, he's not here, so you needed to hit the button, but that's fine.
Oh, I needed to do it.
A nigga moment.
Man. My nigga. What you been doing?
It's totally fine. You didn't realize that he's not here. Oops, hold on.
Hey,
that's
right.
on me.
Look at his shoulders. Wait, look at his shoulders. Oh, okay.
Oh my God. There we go. Oh fuck. All right, hold on.
See.
Nope, it's fine. Shut up. You shut your mouth.
You already know what I'm about to say.
I know. It's fixed now. It's because we didn't do it before we started the show. If we do it before we started, that it doesn't matter. That's beside the point. Which, by the way, Dwayne, if you don't mind putting the timer back on, thank you. What have I been doing? This weekend, good weekend, man. We really have been. We wanted to start socializing Asia a little bit more. Like she talks to like dogs along the walk, but she's really more interested in other humans, like being like, ooh, where can I get these pets from? So we took Asia over to one of my best friends, a friend of the show, Casra. He's got a cat. So we were trying to see if the two of them would interact okay with each other, which for the most part they did. There was a very funny video of when they started to get close and Casra's cat like swiped at Asia, nothing serious, but just to be like, this is my house. And all of a sudden Asia acted like she got shot. She said, ah! And like flew back on the couch. I was like, bitch, no one touched you. No one even touched. It literally looked like all of those old Karen videos you've ever seen where like literally no one touched them at all. But they acted like they were all of a sudden beat by like Bloods and Crips. Like, but that was chill. Had a big audition I had to take care of this weekend that I finally got done. Blessed that there's another one that I have to take care of that kind of came in last night and it's due tomorrow morning. So when this is over, just because of the whole situation, Jay has volunteered to help me out. So I'm going to go over there. We'll see if we can't fix his computer too. So all of that is good. I think the main thing that's bothering me right now, and Kristen can attest to this if she's still in the chat, I'm not sleeping.
ED?
No, I'm not sleeping.
You said the main thing was I thought you said the main thing was bothering you right now was ED, and I was like, oh man, that affects a lot of
me. The main thing that is bothering me is I'm not sleeping.
Oh, I thought you said erectile dysfunction. I felt like we were doing a PSA. I'm sorry.
I am a healthy 38-year-old male, rock solid.
H?
That's not what.
Or did you say 30H? Did you say 30H?
Are you having a stroke? I definitely said 38.
Okay, all right. You know what? Okay, let me have
ways. I'm having this whole scenario where either I will fall asleep at like 10.
Hey y'all,
but then I'll wake up really early. Or even worse, I won't fall asleep until about 4 something, and then I gotta be up a few hours after that. So it's starting to get to me that I'm only averaging roughly about 3 hours of sleep, and that's about when you start to go insane. And this has been going on for probably about a week or two now.
Welcome to my world.
Okay, this is hilarious, Kristen. Don't call my baby a Karen, but it was Karen behavior. But yeah, so I'm a little concerned just that it will eventually catch up to me, especially knowing I have a busy week this week. Again, I mentioned that we're doing the show tonight, both because of the story, but also because I have somewhere to be Wednesday, and I don't know if I would have made it back in time. So that's pretty much it. I think at this point we can really just kind of jump into the show and talk about
also,
everything that's going on.
Maybe what's up? Here's something I want to. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Your inability to sleep. It more than likely, it sounds like your anxiety is kicking in, and you don't know why. So, because that happens to me and a lot of other people I know, that anxiety, it doesn't have to manifest itself as in oh shit, what I got to do, but it's the brain working in its own way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'm sure that is what it is, to be honest with you, and I'm hoping that stops soon, but it is what it is. There's a lot on my mind, and that will do it. So, we're just taking it a day at a time. Hopefully this will rectify itself pretty soon. It doesn't help. I don't what because I remember I'm on Kaiser, and for those that don't know, they've got a strike going on right now. So part of the problem is I've been trying to get back into individual therapy, but the appointments there's nobody there to make an appointment with because you have to go through the services of people that are kind of on strike. So the line is crazy fucking long right now. So even to the point where I have meds that I need, like my ADHD meds and all that kind of stuff. All of that shit is fucking late right now for the same reason where I put the order in like going on almost 2 weeks now, and nothing has shown up yet. So I'm just like, all of this is making life a little chaotic. But I digress. Let's get to this. Let's get to the stories. And again, obviously, y'all know what the big story is. We'll get to that in a minute. But we got to start with some shit that went down over the weekend. I know, Dwayne. I don't know where the assets are. If you don't mind putting it in, but SCOTUS shot down the Supreme. SCOTUS, the Supreme Court shot down Trump's tariffs on Friday. The Supreme Court ruled that President Trump does not have the authority to unilaterally impose sweeping tariffs on nearly every country under a federal emergency powers law, delivering a significant blow to the president's signature economic policy. The High Court ruled that the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, or IEEPA, does not authorize the president to impose tariffs. The Supreme Court divided 6-3, with Chief Justice John Roberts delivering the opinion for the court, and Justices Brett Kavanaugh, the Coon Thomas, and Samuel Alito dissenting. Yo, shout out to Dwayne on that shit, because he didn't put Clarence Thomas, he put Coon Thomas. I appreciate that.
Let me say something real quick. I'm gonna say before you finish going into this whole thing about the story. It is starting to seem like, in some instances, especially when it comes to John Roberts, they are starting to be like, what the fuck did we do? When they call themselves giving him unilateral power to say whatever he does under the presidency. So now you got a lot, like Brett Kavanaugh's going to do again. When you're an alleged college rapist, you're there. And then when you're a spear chucking coon like Clarence Thomas, it is what it is. And Samuel Alito, it speaks for itself. But the rest are starting to really realize, oh shit, what did we do? And it's this realization that everyone who is voting for him, who is now trying to sway their own mind and opinion and their perspectives, are starting to have, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing that helps is that I still feel like there is a lot of eyebrows to raise at the Supreme Court, but it is good to know that depending on what the scenario is, there is a certain level of holding off some of the bullshit. But if I continue through this, the legal battle over Trump's tariffs marked the first in which the Supreme Court evaluated the legal merits of one of his second-term policies. The High Court has allowed the president to enforce many of his plans temporarily while legal proceedings move forward. Trump on Monday threatened countries around the world to abide by any tariff deals they agreed to, despite the U.S. Supreme Court striking down many of his far-reaching taxes on imports. Any country that wants to, quote-unquote, play games with the Supreme Court decision, Trump posted, will be met with a much higher tariff and worse than that which they just recently agreed to. This comes after Trump said Saturday that he wants a global tariff on 15% of 15%, up from 10%. He had announced immediately after the ruling. Trump has already signed an executive order enabling him to bypass Congress and impose a 10% tax on global imports starting on Tuesday, the same day as his State of the Union speech. So yeah, before we get to the other thing kind of associated with him, man, please tell me you saw the actual video of him, the press conference after he found out, and him having his full temper tantrum.
Let me tell you something. I've stopped watching his press conferences, even if they come up in clips. The reason being, I think I'm at a point where the level of frustration I have now, it's hit a fever pitch for me personally. And I say that because there's not been a press conference he has had where There is a level of coherence. There is a level of decorum. There is a level of presidential appeal. He has not had one. And I say those three things because these are some of the same things. I hate to be like them. They're like, well, Joe Biden. I'm like, yeah, but for everything people kept saying about Joe Biden that in some instances were true, and some weren't, this motherfucker is substantially worse. And I apologize for my language. So it's like,
what?
Watching,
you know what this show is?
Hey, man, I'm trying to be a professional. Shut up, whore.
Look, here, as you call me a whore, I was going to say, look, I'll make it better for you.
Nigga.
Here, go ahead.
All right. Well, sweeping in words. Okay, cool. But because also it's like it like I said, it raises the stress level up because there's nothing that he says that makes sense. I've never seen a president in all my years of being able to follow the presidency. I think I've followed it not as deeply as a political science major or something like that, but since Bush, I'll go back to Clinton. And it's like, I've never seen a president in the media that has been this just disoriented and everybody just being like, or have to be fact checked for every single thing he says in real time.
Well, there's an obvious, and we all know this reason for that. You're dealing with a thin-skinned con man that if you ever remotely say anything that's against him, he's not a very nice person, I call him a snore, and it turns into the shit. And the fact that he got into this press conference, the reason why I asked, press conference was genuinely hilarious because he gets in there. I'm real disappointed in this court. I mean, look, there are some judges that I always expected this, but some of them I'm just really disappointed in. You expected better. I don't like, because that's the thing. He thought he had them bought and paid for. And so the reason why you haven't seen this is because typically in order to be the leader of a country in the free world, you had a tendency to at least have some sort of decorum. But instead, most dictators are the most like pussy ass motherfuckers. And that's why they go, I will kill my opposition. I'll throw them in jail. I'll do whatever the fuck, because they don't have a goddamn spine. So they decide to throw their power around. That's why. So,
yeah, but the problem is, unfortunately, and I might have to explain it when I say it, he really doesn't have power. Because executive orders or a Truth Social post is not power.
It's here's the thing. I think what's actually more pathetic is the fact that he actually does have power, but he is so insecure that instead of resting in that, he throws the shit around to try and feel big and bad about himself. It's essentially the Debo syndrome. Like Debo walking around here because he knows he's the biggest and the baddest on the block, and if you disrespect him, he's gonna slap you around because he don't want anybody to challenge him. And the minute Craig goes bitch and hit that nigga with a brick, all of a sudden now the whole neighborhood don't give a fuck about that nigga. It's the same kind of bullshit. He does have power, but because he is insecure, he does dumb shit. The same thing could be said about these billionaires as far as Elon and Zuckerberg and all that shit. They have power, but they are pussies. So they end up in a scenario where they start throwing shit around so they can feel better about themselves.
Here's where I push back just a bit, just a hair.
Totally fair.
Billionaires with actual money have real power. Now, granted, he has exponentially increased his wealth by being in the office of the presidency, which you never heard about that before. I digress. But his power comes off of the intimidation factor of his base. And I mean,
yes.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Elon Musk has money to make shit happen. Most of these billionaires have money that can affect some change in different ways, et cetera, with the power they yield in that regard. Because money does allow you to do damn near whatever you want and practically be insulated. I mean, we've seen some of the biggest billionaires in the world are pedophiles in this country. It seems like do shit about it. But shout out to the UK is actually arresting people. Anyway, and we'll talk about them in a moment. But you're looking at someone who, if Congress cared about the American people, as we always hear them say, he would have been gone.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like you said, power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. And this has been a way, like it's not just the idea of being afraid of the base, it's the idea of them feeling like the only way that they can maintain this power in this era is to kind of kiss his ass and get away. They got a lot of the stuff that they wanted through, unfortunately. I mean, everything they've been doing with abortion, everything they just did with the SAVE Act or what they're pushing for that, like a lot of the shit they wanted, they just kind of used him to be able to do this.
Did you hear about the pushback behind that? Because now
part?
you're having Republican congressmen and even some Republican senators are starting to realize, oh shit, if we pass this doesn't just affect who we thought it would affect. It actually affects our main constituents.
1,000%.
Vote.
I mean, the thing that makes me laugh about it, and then let's move on to this other part of the story, this Trump story, is the fact that one of the major players that's going to have a huge problem being able to vote is married women. And so you're looking at a scenario because of the disconnect between your ID and your birth certificate and them not matching and them having a lot of women changing their name. One, there is a higher propensity because of the whole trad wife thing and everything else for that to be a scenario with the right, both to get married, but to also then take on the name of your husband. Like, it's not to say that women on the left don't do that, but there is a higher propensity for someone on the left to be like, either A, I don't want to get married at all, or B, I'm going to keep my name. I don't want to change. So, like, again, they are disproportionately going to fuck their own base over with this shit. But I digress. The other part about Trump that we need to talk about, unfortunately, was the Team's USA men's hockey team won gold. They beat Canada 2-1 in overtime in the Winter Olympics for the first time since 1980, thanks to Jack Hughes' golden goal on Sunday. As FBI Director Kash Patel appeared to chug beers with the men's stars in the locker room, Trump called to congratulate them. Donald Trump made a misogynistic joke during his phone call to congratulate them on their gold medal win. At one point, the president invited what's happening real quick? Okay, I got to go out of extra blurs, whoever's using that right now. At one point, the president invited the male gold medal winners to his State of the Union speech on Tuesday night, and reluctantly, their female counterparts too. Check this out.
Watch 1 minute. 1 minute. And by the way, your goalie played not bad.
Howie, say hi. Howie, say hi to him.
How you doing, Don? I have seen hockey goalies have slightly worse games. Unbelievable, and you were all unbelievable. And that team is pretty good you played. I don't know if it's not going to begin anytime soon, right? And, you know, I tell you what, I just told my people 2 minutes ago, I didn't know they'd be calling. I said, we're giving the State of the Union speech on Tuesday night. I could send a military plane or something, but if you would like to, it's the coolest night, it's the biggest.
We're in.
Speech.
Can you pick us up in Miami on Tuesday morning?
Yeah, Tuesday morning.
Close the northern border. We'll get cash and we'll get the military to get you guys over.
Let's go.
Boys are going to the State of the Union.
The nice thing about being president is I can tell you, you don't have to worry about the weather or landing. We don't care if it's snowing, if it's the worst blizzard, we'll be sailing through that sucker just like you did on the ice.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Now, we'll do it at the White House anytime. What would really be cool, and we'll do the White House the next day, we'll just have some fun. We have medals for you guys. And we have to, I must tell you, we're going to have to bring the women's team. You do know that. I do believe I probably would be impeached, okay? But anyway, if you could work that out, I would be honored to have you. I'll introduce you to the...
All right, so I'm going to cut it there. The remark appeared to draw a cackle and cheer from almost every player gathered in the phone. The Team USA women's hockey team also won gold, defeating Canada as well, 2-1, thanks to Megan Keller's golden goal 3 days prior. It's just the third time in Olympic history that Team USA has been crowned the Olympic champion in women's hockey, each time beating Canada to do it. Ellen Weinberg Hughes, the mother of winning goal scorer Jack Hughes, and his older brother, defenseman Quinn Hughes, is a part of the women's team. They were laughing at us as a player development consultant and starred for the women's national team in the early 90s. So, I mean, look, it's funny because I was having a debate with a friend of mine yesterday because she's a huge hockey fan and she was really pissed off to kind of hear, a lot of this going on. And the only thing I could say to her was like, look, I'm sorry that happened, obviously, but I'm in that place where unless an athlete has shown me that they're not MAGA, they're all MAGA in my mind. And especially for more aggressive sports like the NFL and the NHL, it is consistently been this kind of shit. So I'm not really surprised at any of that. I think I'm more out of all of it. I'm just like, the fuck is Kash Patel doing that? They're getting fucking drunk with him. What's wrong with you? You're the goddamn FBI director, you stupid asshole.
No, stop. See, you fucked up doing that much with it because instead of saying it all that way, you're the FBI director. Instead of saying that, you know how you simplify that real easy, my brother? He's a DEI hire.
I mean, I wouldn't say that.
No, he's absolutely a DEI he is not a DEI hire as they could under their guidelines. Let me say that.
Okay, that's what I was going to say because I was like, I wouldn't say that because that's not what it means. They just
no. That's why I'm like, he's a DEI hire under their guidelines because according to them, DEI hires are not qualified at all. But the fact of the matter is, damn near no one in his administration or Fourth Reich, which I prefer to call it, are qualified for the fucking job. I'm not surprised that Cockeyed Patel is there. I am not surprised because he needs to try to feel important for his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
Do you understand how fucking lame you got to be to do this shit he does?
Yeah. No, I agree with you. And then just real quick, I mean, Castro, who's become a hockey fan recently, he said, yeah, the men's hockey team are all shitbags and SAers. All the good NHL players played for other countries. So, I mean, that was the thing. I've gone to one hockey game this season, and that was something that my other friend in Castro were letting me know. They were just like, yeah, no, there's a bunch of douchebags, and they all defend each other and all that bullshit. So nobody's really surprised by that. But streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip. Streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip if you want to support the show, get a question in, all that good stuff. Shout out to Blue Girl who sent in some support. Thank you so much. Shout out to Fred Tastic who sends some support in as well and says, hey, Blerds, throwing my support for my Blerds to help them with the battery and the insomnia. I always believed we live on a 24-hour-a-day planet and live a 25-hour-a-day life, which fucks with your sleep.
I'll tell you something was funny. I was talking to my therapist last Friday, and I don't know what it was, but that's what it is. Hi, my name is Jay Washington, and I'm addicted to watching hoof trimming videos on Facebook. Okay.
Did you say hoof trimming?
Yes, I did, my nigga. I be watching the Hoof GP where I be at my bed just watching cows get trimmed, and it's fucking crazy. It's a dude in Scotland. I don't know why. I'm hooked. But watching that, he uses a lot of aerial drone shots to show a lot of Scotland. And it made me put into context for me how small we actually are in this great big ass planet. You know, if that makes sense. You look at a whole other country and you're like, man, this fucking drone is given this vast area of land, and we have people in different sects of different parts of the world who are fighting over these things, and we're just all small and insignificant per se. It happens again. A lot of free time on my brain. A lot of free time on my brain.
Totally fair. So either way, we got to get into the main reason that we're here today. Before we do, let me check something super fast. Just need to fix this. Go here. Fix that. And we're good. All right. So, Jay, would you like to do the honors, or do you want me to keep going?
No, I've got it because you seem to have been running the show and allow me to do this. Okay, that's fine. I got it. So, we are in the midst of award season. Yesterday, the BAFTAs were happening. For those who do not know what the BAFTAs are, they're the British Academy Film and Television Arts Awards. These are a big ceremony. These are almost considered like a precursor to the Oscars. Many times the way the BAFTAs go, the Oscars go. Well, unless you've been under a rock, there was a little bit of quote-unquote controversy because this is what happened. John Davidson, who is a what's the direct title they have for him? I was looking for the actual
Tourette's syndrome advocate, but there's just the run sheet has everything laid out, bro.
All right, let me just do the way I'm doing, my brother. I'm trying not to sound.
Well, it's on there. That's why I asked you.
I didn't see it on there.
I mean, for the thing that it's been addressed in like Variety and everything else, he's a Tourette's syndrome advocate. He himself suffers from Tourette's.
I knew there was a title of him. Yes, I knew there was a title. That's what I was trying to get to. So he was there because his film was one of the nominees.
The lead actor was up for an award for I Swear. That's the name of the movie.
I Swear. Yeah,
about his life.
So it's about his life. Now he has lived with Tourette syndrome. He has a different level of Tourette syndrome as well, too, which you found out there's so different levels, but he does have it. So when he was brought to the floor, a floor manager was welcoming different guests and making them aware about Davidson's tics. For those who know what a tic is, this is when a person with Tourette's will blurt out something, correct? Just so you understand. So while the guests are being taken through before the show starts, he shouted boring. You know, again, this is through some of the housekeeping rules, shouted bullshit, and then some people were asked not to curse. He also exclaimed, shut the fuck up, while BAFTA chair Sarah Putt made her introductory remarks. And then later, the thing that has brought a lot of controversy and a lot of discussion happened, which is this.
Sorry, we got to switch over to clips, and here we go.
Delroy and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making. We're here to celebrate.
So, Delroy Lindo, Michael B. Jordan, nominees both for sinners as well as presenters of the very first award of the night. Very first award, where one of his tics went off and he shouted, nigger, bitch. Now, the tic, you saw a slight pause in both Jordan and Lindo. So, and then everything happened. Now keep this in mind. This is what we all saw, those of us who live in the States and other places. It went viral on social media quickly. Okay. I want to make sure I read, because again, there's different ways to read this. So he had several other tic moments throughout the situation after that, okay? So after 25 minutes into the ceremony, he left the proceedings, okay? Now, this is according to the Hollywood Reporter, is that he left of his own accord and not a result of being asked by BAFTA, okay? So after that, the production designer for Sinners, Hannah Beechler, she took to social media. She said, quote, I keep trying to write about what happened at the BAFTAs, and I can't find the words. The situation is almost impossible, but it happened 3 times that night. One of the 3 times directed at myself on the way to dinner after the show. Now, she said, she went on further to say, I understand and deeply know why this is an impossible situation. I know we must handle this with grace and continue to push through. But what made the situation worse was the throwaway apology of if you were offended. This references the fact that earlier today, finally, both BAFTA and John Davidson's camp put out a statement, because again, it
wasn't that what they were referring
that was last night.
It was before last.
Was that Alan Cumming?
Last night, Alan Cumming at one point.
Okay, that's what that was. Okay,
during the ceremony said, and it wasn't immediately after this. It was randomly. He goes, "If anybody was offended by this, we do apologize for what's going on."
Which I am, and so that's been a big issue. I know we have a run sheet, but for me, you got to excuse me, because I'm way too passionate about this to follow this run sheet for this show.
And let me finish so we can get all the facts out and then go for it, because we need to get the facts out and then you can say whatever you want to say, because we need to get everything out. So I got it. Just let me wrap this up real quick. Following the ceremony, Lindo told Vanity Fair that he and Jordan did what we had to do while presenting, but they also wish someone from BAFTA had spoken to them afterwards, because they said nobody did. My father's shadow filmmakers, Wale Davies and Akinola Davies Jr. won the BAFTA Film Award for Outstanding British Debut on Sunday, but the BBC cut a section of their acceptance speech, which read, to the economic migrant, to the conflict migrant, those under occupation, dictatorship, persecution, and those experienced genocide, you matter. Your stories matter more than ever. Your dreams are an act of resistance to those watching at home. Archive your loved ones. Archive your stories yesterday, today, and forever, for Nigeria, for London, the Congo, Sudan, free Palestine. Now, that part of Davies' speech where he says Free Palestine was removed by the BBC broadcast. Instead, the edited featured Davies thanking his family and brother, Wale, for nurturing this spark. BAFTA referred to the Hollywood Reporter of the BBC when asked for a statement about the incident, the broadcaster airing the show on a 2-hour delay across the UK, which is very important. This was a 2-hour delay. This was not live. A BBC spokesperson said the live event is 3 hours and it has been reduced to 2 hours for its on-air slot. The same happened to other speeches made during the night, and all edits were made to ensure the program was delivered to time. All winner speeches will be available to watch via BAFTA's YouTube channel. The moment was not edited out on the BBC One broadcast, which was shown on a 2-hour delay and remained on BBC iPlayer on Monday morning until the ceremony was removed.
The moment being, because it doesn't say it, the moment being Davis's tick to Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan.
Yes. They said in a statement, some viewers may have heard strong and offensive language during the BAFTA Film Awards. This arose from involuntary verbal tics associated with Tourette syndrome, and as explained during the ceremony, it was not intentional. We apologize that this was not edited out prior to broadcast, and it will now be removed from the BBC iPlayer. John Davidson said in a statement, I want to thank BAFTA and everyone involved in the awards last night for their support and understanding and inviting me to attend the broadcast. I appreciated the announcement to the auditorium in advance of the recording, warning everyone that my tics are involuntary and are not a reflection of my personal beliefs. I was heartened by the round of applause that followed this announcement and felt welcome and understood in an environment that would normally be impossible for me. In addition to the announcement by Alan Cumming, the BBC and BAFTA, I can only add that I am and always have been deeply mortified if anyone considers my involuntary tics to be intentional or to carry any meaning. I was in attendance to celebrate the film of my life, I swear, which more than any film or TV documentary explains the origins, condition, traits, and manifestations of Tourette syndrome. I have spent my life trying to support and empower Tourette's community and to teach empathy, kindness, and understanding from others, and I will continue to do so. I chose to leave the auditorium early into the ceremony as I was aware of the distress my tics were causing. Finally, BAFTA issued a statement. I will read just part of it so we can get to the actual conversation. At the BAFTA Film Awards last night, our guests heard very offensive language that carries incomparable trauma and pain for so many. We want to acknowledge the harm this has caused, address what happened, and apologize to all. One of our guests, John Davidson, MBE, has Tourette syndrome and has devoted his life to educating and campaigning for better understanding of this condition. Tourette syndrome causes involuntary verbal tics that the individual has no control over. Such tics are in no way a reflection of an individual's beliefs and are not intentional. John Davidson is an executive producer of the BAFTA-nominated film, I Swear, which is based on his life experience. Early in the ceremony, a loud tick in the form of profanity, a profoundly offensive term was heard by many people in the room. Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo were on stage at the time, and we apologize unreservedly to them and to all those impacted. We would like to thank Michael and Delroy for their incredible dignity and professionalism during the ceremony. John chose to leave the auditorium and watch the rest of the ceremony from the screen, and we would like to thank him for his dignity and consideration of others on what should have been a night of celebration for him. We take full responsibility for putting our guests in a very difficult situation, and we apologize to all. We will learn from this and keep inclusion at the core of all we do, maintaining our belief in film and storytelling as a critical conduit for compassion and empathy. Holy shit, maybe I need to do like legal readings. That was fucking crazy. Okay. That's all of the information that is directly out there. For those that are here, you obviously understand that this has been a topic of conversation, and unless you've been under a rock, there's been a topic of conversation over the internet all day. All fucking day. So with that being said, I will defer to my co-host first because I know he has stuff that he wants to get off his chest. So please, by all means, Jay, go for it.
Number one, I want this to go out to every white person or non-black person watching this show, not knowing who myself, Winston, or what Blerds in the Hood is, or anything of the sort. I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. To every non-black person, you do not get to police and tell black people how we feel about hearing a slur. That is the number one fucking thing I want to make sure I say. That is the number one thing that pissed me off throughout all of this, was the amount of random ass white people who were just finding their ways in the comments and everything going, well, you know, you shouldn't really get mad because he has a situation. I don't. His situation and his condition aside, you do not get to tell black people how we get to handle that moment. You do not. We don't tell Hispanics how they have to handle a situation with these fucked up ICE raids. We don't tell the Asian American community how they had to handle things when back during COVID, et cetera, et cetera. So you do not get to tell us how the fuck to feel about this. Number 2, he did not issue an apology. It is very simple to say the words to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo, I apologize. Here's why I get to say that. Because some people are going to say, well, it's involuntary, Jay. He shouldn't have to say that. Again, I've said this numerous times. As someone who has watched numerous documentaries, who has watched numerous programming from various sources, one thing I've noticed in common is that people with Tourette's, they find themselves compulsory apologizing, consistently apologizing for their tics. Because again, many times they are embarrassed. They are ashamed of what they say or do that is involuntary, but they find themselves apologizing consistently. There was not an apology issue to this. The BAFTAs did. But you know why the BAFTAs did? Is because normally the BAFTAs only have to deal with a small contingency, and that is Black Brits. And so they overlook the Black Brits. There's not that many of them. It doesn't matter to them. But this time, you fucked with Black America. And so now you had all of Black America on that ass. So the BAFTAs had to issue a statement and make sure they included their names. But this goes back. You do not get to tell us, well, why everybody got to say he's a racist? Because you got to understand how Black people feel when you're hearing all of these different things that have happened. And I understand that Tourette syndrome allows for the most vile things to come out. No one has done a study as to why exactly Tourette's only goes in the negative aspect. But you got to understand, when we hear a random white person, first thing they say is nigger to 2 Black people. And then you hear from the production designer that it happened again, and you don't hear about any other slurs said to any other.
I gotta jump in. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
The part that I agree with you with, and to be honest with you, it's the only main thing that I agree with you with, is the fact of you don't get to tell people how to respond to things. Especially knowing what that word means. Especially to Black folk, to know that essentially because of this entire moment, what still was a historic night for sinners, for Black filmmakers, and all that kind of stuff. You don't get to tell people how they feel about something that happened. That I agree with you with. Where I don't agree with you, and what I would highly recommend a lot of people take a look into, and there's a few videos that have been out there from specifically Black folks with Tourette's. It is one of those situations where this idea of saying you have to apologize for it, which they already feel mortified by and do, and everything else as far as that goes, is a very ableist mentality to have, especially knowing that up top, there was the conversation that shit might happen and that it's involuntary. B, what I will say about people, he didn't apologize to them. We don't know that for a fact because we weren't there. What Lindo said is nobody from BAFTA came to talk to us, but we don't know that for a fact that nothing was said. And I would say where I am personally the most offended by all of this is how BAFTA and Alan Cumming, with the apology, that whether that was the producer that gave it to him or something he said himself, there should have been an immediate apology, in my opinion, because of the worst thing that was said and directed at a person, more or less. It should have been, we sincerely apologize to Michael and Delroy. Thank you so much for being class acts and everything else that's going on here. And again, we do apologize for what happened, for anybody else that was offended by what happened. But instead it was for anybody that was offended, we're sorry. That felt like a throwaway fucking apology.
And that's the thing that happens a lot. And that happens a lot. That one line, sorry to interject in that moment. That line, for anyone who was offended, are you fucking serious?
Right. And on top of that, another thing to point out, as Kristen said, let's not also spread information that all Tourette's tics are always being negative. That's also
absolutely true.
They're not always negative.
I would say the ones we primarily hear about.
Yeah.
And that's because those are the ones we primarily hear about.
Right. Exactly. Those are the ones that we typically end up hearing about as far as that goes. But I will say, the part that I am truly fucking offended by this is it's not by John Davidson. Knowing that this man actually has Tourette's, what the film was about, all of that kind of stuff. Yes, he was the one that said it, but I get it. Where I'm offended is the fact that the BAFTAs, they said it was a 3-hour show. It was pre-taped. You had the wherewithal to cut "shut the fuck up." You had the wherewithal to just cut "you fucking bitch." You had the wherewithal, and this is probably the most offensive, to cut someone saying "Free Palestine" at the end of their acceptance speech. But you didn't cut someone yelling the N-word at two of the biggest black movie stars in the fucking world. One of them, on top of that, being British, being one of the better British actors that is fucking out there. You did not cut that. You left it in the fucking show.
But
go ahead.
But wait, here's the part you're forgetting. I think the most essential part about that, it'd be a different story if that moment happened in the middle or the end of the fucking show. It was in the beginning.
Okay.
The first award. And so immediately you left that. You were like, who? You're going through the edit. You're live editing, right?
So you're saying as far as where to find it to edit it out.
Yeah, it's right there.
I get what you're saying. The only thing I would say in that regard, it wouldn't matter if it was at the beginning, the middle, the end, because a show like that has so many hands at work. If something like that happens that you know you're going to edit this show, notes are extensively being taken. So again, it was a decision on behalf of BAFTA when you edited out other ticks that had happened with offensive language, and you had the audacity to edit out "Free Palestine" at the end of someone's speech. He didn't call for any violence. He didn't call for anything like that. He just said "Free Palestine." That's it. You edited all of that out, but you left this in. That to me is where the bullshit is. That to me is where things got ridiculously fucking absurd, is that both that there was not an apology until the pressure came on to Delroy and Michael specifically, and B, that you left that in the fucking show in the first place. Those are the two things that to me are absolutely egregious, and I think everybody can be on the same page that that's fucking bullshit.
I agree. Again, I think that the thing is, like I said, there are levels to all of this, right? There are levels to all of this and everything that is going on and reactions and emotions, et cetera, et cetera.
Can I say one thing that Dwayne sent to us and I didn't realize this? Apparently the producer said that they didn't hear it.
Now, I saw that and I'm glad one of us brought it up because I had to keep from losing my shit when I just read that when Dwayne sent it to us. Dwayne Burke is one of our producers along with Matt Thomas. We very much appreciate the both of you guys. You mean to tell me a moment that is 5 fucking minutes to 10 minutes, however long. Let's say Alan Cummings' opening monologue is 10 minutes, right? So 15 minutes into the show, when the first award of the night is being put out, you didn't hear it. And then 4 hours later, when it goes viral, now you all of a sudden like, oh shit. You can, again, I know the BBC has this thing where they don't want political speeches. So to them, "Free Palestine" is such a political statement that is such a raucous statement to the BBC. So they had to, okay, understand.
But can I ask you a question? Is calling a black man a nigga not a fucking political statement?
Oh, that's exactly where you knew. This is how I know my nigga we here. This is how I know we here. Because I literally was about to say it. You're telling me, again, it does not matter. Now, I'm saying, again, this goes back to the random people who decided to go head dive first into random comments, and they didn't hear it because they so used to say it to themselves. Like, that's a nigger. It's just a nigger. I mean, what's the big deal? But to the people who wanted to go head dive first in the comments now being like, well, you don't understand about Tourette's, blah, blah, blah. Again, what you're missing, no one said we don't understand about Tourette's. Granted, there's a litany of things for those of us who do not study it, those of us who do not live with it, do not know about Tourette's. That is an absolute fact. But what you will not do is just glance over the fact and just be like, I mean, it was Tourette's, so you shouldn't get mad. Now, every black person has to think, hey, granted, we know what Tourette's is, but do you understand that mind of the average black person is like, well, damn, what was in his mind that made his tics say that. And I think a lot of people are dismissing it, which is really what's frustrating, because I think the collective Black community, we're like, yo, everybody's acting like we're over fucking reacting because we watched someone call two Black men a nigger, and they had to, also, can we please give all of the love and respect we can for Delroy and Michael B. Jordan for staying professional in that moment? Because I'm telling you, I don't know about my co-host. I don't know about him, but I don't know for a fact. And for me, if I'd have been cool in that moment, because the next words would have came out of my mouth would have been, the fuck? And then it would have been a thing.
Yeah, I think that the reason why it was also just a big deal for us to do the show today and not wait until Wednesday when this was all died down and it's been talked to death and everything else. I think the thing that disturbed me about this whole scenario, and this is something that we see groups of people do as a general whole. This is not directed at Black people in particular. I'm talking about anytime you have an offended group, a lot of times there is an overcorrection and or a perpetration that happens. That is the problem. Again, I stand by what I said. I do not think that you have any right to police Black people about how they feel about the fact that two of our most prominent stars were called the N-word, even if it was at the hands of somebody that has Tourette's and it was involuntary. You cannot be upset with people being upset about that. However, where I am getting frustrated personally is the amount of ableism that has come out of the Black community because of our rage at this situation is unacceptable. That is where I think that there is a line that needs to be straddled, and that's why I kept saying the biggest thing that I think is important to do at a moment like this.
Explain and go more in depth for people who may not understand what you mean.
So one of the things that people brought up, oh, that must have been in your head. I will give you that argument for let me correct my language. Regular is the incorrect word for somebody that does not have Tourette's that randomly, oh, I was drunk, I took an Ambien, and then all of a sudden my racism came out. No, that was always in you, and that was actually.
Oh, you mean Roseanne? Oh, you talking Roseanne?
Right, something like that. But specifically with someone to sit here and pretend like, oh, why do you know that word? What they're not people that are uneducated. They live in the West. I guarantee you they've heard every fucking word under the sun. And while I am in no way, shape, or form an expert about Tourette's as it is, there's people that I've known in my life with it. I've seen enough with it. And watching some of these videos, one of the things that comes up is the way it's described by, and I'll put the link to this young lady up in a little bit, is this idea of having the angel and the devil on your shoulder. And essentially at that moment where most of us are be able to, if the devil says something, you know better than to be like, don't do that. The devil will speak up at that exact moment when you have. So at that moment, there was a silence. There was a break in what they were saying about the presentation. So it came flying out. Same thing what they were talking about previously when the producer was talking about, hey, we have someone here with Tourette's, so we'd really appreciate if you guys understood that and try not to speak up during the show. And then she all of a sudden he yells, shut the fuck up, bitch, fucking bullshit. That, you see what I'm saying? It's coming in that moment where you know you shouldn't, and your Tourette's kicks in to do stuff like that. So this idea that like he's never heard the word, you mean one of the most offensive words in the English language that is used all the time. Of course he's heard the word at some point or another.
But can you understand? And because I think we're taking we're taking two different sides of this story per se, and I'm glad we are. But can you understand where everybody's coming from who is starting to hear more and more? It's like, well, damn, you just was around Black people and that voice was just like, say nigga. Again, we understand his tics. We understand that.
He yelled at the female producer, shut the fuck up, bitch. And bitch is a horrible word for a woman. So like that's my point, is that again, it's just bringing out whatever that worst thing is. It's just a fucking thing. Like that's the thing. Also, can Dwayne wants to hop in for a second and say something. Is that okay?
That's fine.
Go ahead, Dwayne. You're muted. We can't hear you. I don't know if your mic is muted.
Sorry. So the thing with Tourette's is it's not just saying bad things. It's when you're in those situations, especially when they're under high stress, their brain goes, what's the worst possible thing you can do in this moment? And when two of the most accomplished Black actors in the world are on stage, what is one of the worst things that you can do in that moment? Shout the N-word. And then that little devil on his shoulder forces it out, whether he wants to or not. That is what Tourette's is like for people who have that specific form of Tourette's. Not all forms of Tourette's, but that specific form, right? So I understand people being like, oh, well, he must have that in him. I get the initial reaction, but once someone is like, hey, this is what Tourette's is, then you have to take that step back and be like, okay, now, well, why was it left in the broadcast? Because like, I understand the initial reaction. I do. But once someone has told you what the disability is and how it manifests, then you have to be like, okay, and also, why weren't there steps put in place to stop something like this from happening?
That's
like,
fair.
Again, but it's not on him to be like, oh, well, you can just control it.
But
or,
again,
why was that in you? It's in him because he's heard the word before and he knows that it's not supposed to be done.
But I think also, Dwayne, again, it goes back to while we were talking about the main moment that made all of the headlines and made the rounds. Again, it does not help the corroboration from the production designer who says it happens later that evening at the dinner. And you get what I'm saying? So now a lot of people are like, go ahead.
Again, that he's in a situation, he sees a black person, and his brain goes, what's the worst thing you can say to this person? And then the little devil makes him say it. He did an interview 4 months ago, and I put the video in the assets. We don't need to play it, but he talks about that.
How long
this has happened before? I think it's like 20 seconds.
Then let's just play it. Let's jump over. Matt, I can't move it to regular blurs. Can you move it over, please? Let's just play the video. It's 20 seconds
By the way,
long.
before we play it, I want to say thank you to everyone who has jumped in now, who is listening to the conversation, who has their different opinions, who is keeping it respectful in the neighborhood as we're trying to do as we have this discussion, because we both felt this is a thing that needed to be discussed. So I want to make sure we clarify that we appreciate all of you all who are watching, who are listening, who will watch this on the replay, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, so here we go. It's about 19 seconds.
Sometimes my texts, I'll shout the N-word.
Yeah, that can get you in trouble.
People misunderstand that and they see it as being racist.
Yeah,
and that's one thing I ain't racist.
You just can't control what's coming out of your.
Can't control what is supposed to not be said.
Yeah,
type thing, you know.
And that's the whole thing. So,
but I think again, the issue again is, and this has been the question I've seen with numerous. And I when I say the word numerous, I mean numerous accounts all through social media have all been, well, what about other slurs? We haven't heard him mention any other slurs and said, but it is literally this thing of holding on. Well, I've said the N-word before, and it's like, it kind of feels, again, like I said, I'm not saying this is a definite, but I'm saying this as the voice of people who maybe be like, yes, this makes sense. Do you understand how we feel? It's like, damn. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna just be able to say nigga eventually. And if I say it, I don't mean it. But we've never heard about him having his tics with other slurs or whatever.
Can I ask you a question? How much do you know about this man prior to this? So this idea of we've never heard him say anything else, motherfucker, you don't know him. This is the first time you've seen him. I would bet dollars
I'm not dismissing. No, that's true. You're absolutely right. But again, I along with everyone else, for the most part, can only go off of what we have heard on that video and now from other first-hand accounts. And again, I think people are looking at this like this. If you told me, and I hate to sound this way when I say it, but I think this is the best way to rationalize it. If you would have said within that evening, his tics, unfortunately, because of the nervousness, the stress, and the situation, allowed him to go on a tangent of slurs, then we could understand that a little bit more.
But that's again, that's not how this works. I want to play something really quick. I kept talking about this young lady. I kept talking about this young lady. This is a young black woman with Tourette's as she describes what's going on here. So watch this.
Critical retention. I am not feeling too great. However, there is something I have been asked to talk about. and that is going to be the BAFTA situation. I have been seeing a bunch of outrage about it, people saying, oh, well, why would that even be in his vocabulary? He did that on purpose and all of this stuff, and that racism is to excuse. Very sad day for the Tourette syndrome community, especially for the ones that have coprolalia, because when you come online and you see thousands of people hating on your condition, specifically coprolalia, because that's something that is already very embarrassing for all of us. Not going to say that people can't be offended by the fact that somebody said the N-word as a tick. However, it's not something that somebody can control. It's not something that somebody wants to say. And I've been seeing a lot of people be like, well, he said it like when the crowd went silent. That is most likely when a tick is going to happen, when you're in public, when you're in complete silence, or when you're trying not to say or do something. So we must understand what coprolalia is. Coprolalia causes involuntary swearing and inappropriate tics. This can include the N-word, slurs, etc. I am a Black person, and even I have the N-word tick and slurs as tics. This is something I don't see many talk about because of situations like this. Is it a disappointing thing? Shut up! That it happened in public in front of that entire crowd, specifically to Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter. I'm so sorry, I do not know his name. I wish I did, but no disrespect to him. I just am not too aware. Yes, it is a very unfortunate situation. Seeing so many people say that they would invoke violence against people with coprolalia if they can't control their tics. That's ableism. The fucked up thing that this happens, yes, but it's something that we can't control. Aggression in the brain being triggered, shut up, and ultimately causing inappropriate tics. Michael B. Jordan and the other presenter have the right to be upset, especially if they were not aware. However, we need to understand and educate ourselves. And on my videos, I constantly see people saying, oh my God, so funny. If I had cursing tics, I would be laughing all the time. But when people actually have cursing tics, then it's offensive and they're a bad person and this and that, the third. We need to do better. We need to educate ourselves better. This is not me saying that people don't have the right to be offended. However, you can't be offended when a disabled person is disabled. I might make a part 2 to this. There's a lot that I need to say, but this is part 2 to my last post about the entire BAFTA situation. I am seeing a ton of people saying, oh my God, during Black History Month, Tourette syndrome is not based on a month. Offensive tics are going to happen no matter what shut up a person does. I'm Black. Oh my goodness. And I also have the N-word as a tic. I have other slurs as tics. Does this mean that I use them regularly? Does this mean that I mean them? Does this mean that I can control what I say? No, it does not. That's not how coprolalia works. That is not how Tourette syndrome works. Quite literally the Sweet Anita situation all over again. Shut up. Where she ended up saying the N-word on stream. She got canceled for it, got called racist, etc. We need to do better. I've seen so many people say that we can control our tics. That's not, if you can control a tic, it's not a tic. Let me explain what a tic is in detail. Shut up, bitch. A tic is when your neurons misfire. You think that you can seriously fucking control a neuron misfiring. I've never seen a human possibly do that. We have got to stop thinking with our feelings and start thinking with logic. It is okay to be offended. Shut up. But what it is not okay to do is be ableist and try to make it seem like people with Tourette's, specifically those with coprolalia, say their tics on purpose. My whole think piece on this, if you are offended, I do deeply apologize, but I'm just being logical here. I see a lot of people giving their think pieces, and they are specifically talking about racism when tics don't correlate with racism. But that's not what causes offensive or obscene tics. What causes those kinds of tics are coprolalia. Coprolalia, shut up, is completely involuntary and does not involve your vocabulary.
We just gonna all say it quiet.
I was just closing the thing up. So
I was like, we just all gonna sit here and look at each other because I was like, oh, we just gonna stare at each other, and then Matt gonna be sitting down there eating a cheeseburger, and Dwayne just sitting there in the silence. You have to look like,
it's literally
no. I okay. Here's my thing with that. While I am very grateful she broke it down because it's someone who was actually dealing with it on the level in which she can correlate. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is the same thing I have. Sure. So that's one of the best people to have to discuss it. I think one of the issues becomes, again, the random white people jumping in DMs like, we're going to listen to her.
But this is where I think we ran into trouble. And this is why I stand by the only people that I'm pissed at is BAFTA, is because they knew.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course.
And what this became is an opportunity to pit the black community against the disabled community instead of calling them out for their shit. That is the ultimate problem here.
Like I said earlier, BAFTA, if they thought they only had to deal with the black British community, they wouldn't have given a fuck.
And real quick, to someone that's real quick, I hear you. Someone says, no disrespect, but she couldn't have found the time to find out Delroy Lindo's name. She actually is in her comments and she says, I do know Delroy's name. She's had seizures. She gets a brain fog, so she can't always remember it. So she did say, I do know Delroy. I love these movies of his. I'm very sorry I couldn't remember it in my video. I was just trying to get the video out. So to that point.
I will say, but I 1,000% blame BAFTA. Because again, you know what this feels like with me with BAFTA doing this? You notice it kind of feels like the Hollywood Foreign Press. You remember that whole situation with the Golden Globes with the Hollywood Foreign Press? And how they were pushing it. It was really, you know, this was around the time of Oscar So White, and it was even going towards the Golden Globes and things like that. Like I said, BAFTA looked at it as, and again, I'm taking this from a couple of black Brits I know who were like, had this been just the black Brit community, they would have overlooked it like they always do. They would have dismissed it like they always do. But because, and I think another thing, and again, please, in the neighborhood, let me know if I'm wrong with this. It just happened to be Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. Because they're so prominent right now because of the run that Centers is on.
Sure.
Would we have had, people are, would we have had the same reaction had it been any other presenter? The presenter for the film that had part of their speech cut off. The winner, excuse me, not the presenter, the winner. The guys that the one that had part of his speech cut off. You get what I'm saying? It's like some people ask, is it only because of who it was that people care? And again, I'm asking just a general question.
I mean, the fact that after this happened, he'd removed himself. That in and of itself is an acknowledgement of this isn't good. And he so that's where I keep going. This idea of automatically trying to write him off as racist or everything else like that, I genuinely personally call bullshit. Because again, this isn't somebody that isn't aware of what's going on. Not only did he make a fucking film about it, but he removed himself from the fucking scenario. That is where I'm just kind of like, there is a point at which, like I have said before, the feelings of hearing that and said to us are valid. Nobody's saying that those feelings aren't valid. But how many times have we said it's about facts, not feelings? And so the facts, knowing that this is the legitimate thing that he has and how this went down, and the fact that BAFTA is, again, the group that left it in the fucking broadcast, those are things to actually start war over, is because they allowed this to happen. They did not prep properly for him to be at the award show. They did not edit it out when they had the opportunity to do so. They did not make a statement until they had the Black America, like all of social media, so far up their ass that if they didn't fucking do it, a second American Revolution was going to fucking happen. So like, that is what I'm saying. That I think is where I keep getting fired up about this, is the idea of, if you were able to go and show me, oh, bro, he actually has a Klan hood and he's out here in these streets actually being a fucking racist, we're having a different conversation. But knowing specifically how Tourette's and Kapalea, I think I just mispronounced it, but you know what I'm trying to say, knowing how that works and everything else, why are we directing the anger at the wrong individual here? That is where I get frustrated. Kristen says, on the question of him issuing an apology, he could do that in private to Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo. But what folks want is a public apology. Then it will lead to 100 more problematic think pieces and analysis of it.
While I hear you, Kristen, and while I hear you with that, and I get where you're coming from, I think it goes along the vein of what many people have said, and this happens in many situations, and let's just keep it real. They want the apology to be as public as the disrespect. That's what the vein is. I hear what Kristen is saying, and more than likely what you're going to say on it. But it's just that statement of, we want the apology to be as loud as, and again, it goes back to what I stated earlier in this.
So can I ask you this question based off of what you just said? Who is at fault?
Oh, of course. Again, I'm just about to get to that. I literally just about to get to that. Can you take that down for a second? And please just wait till we ask you to bring them up, Matt. Thank you. Love you. Or Dwayne.
Just star him if you need to, Matt. Star him if you need to, and we'll pull him up after.
So, while, again, like I brought up earlier, we know BAFTA is absolutely in the wrong for this. There is no doubt that BAFTA isn't, because there was levels of failure. Let's call it that. Levels of failure from the beginning to the end, right? But again, it's that thing of you know, when you hear these stories of people who have these tics, who have what's it called again?
I don't know
Coparelia?
if Dwayne or Mac. It's Coparelia. I'm not. I'm really
Coparelia.
Coparelia. Thank you.
You hear? Okay, Coparelia. And I bring up the moment, like I stated earlier, where you have people who have found themselves apologizing, and I think that's just the issue. I think that's the thing. And again, yes, do we know if he actually had a chance to apologize behind the scenes? More than likely not, because he was gone. He felt embarrassed. He left on his own accord. So more than likely he did not, right? Is it 100% sure? Absolutely not. But when you hear people saying they have to apologize for that, and I think it's just that little bit. I think it's just that one little thing. You get what I'm saying? It's that one little thing of, we just want to hear an apology. And when the words of, because I think the worst thing to hear is, if anyone was offended, bro, how many times have you and I heard that?
That's why I said fuck Alan Cumming for that, and fuck BAFTA, because they wrote that apology, and that's the only apology in my opinion that is due. Because again, this was their show. They knew who was coming. They did not prepare for it. They allowed it to stay in the show.
I'm sorry, left the room.
So but like I to that point, and Dwayne said something behind the scenes where he said, is it disrespect if you're not in control? Like you don't have the control to do it in the first place. Is it disrespect?
And I know that, I get what you're saying, but because again, we've heard of numerous people with Tourette's, because it is not in their control. They have apologized for. That's what I'm saying.
But I get that. But I also understand the idea of it, because Dwayne also says it feels like an ableist demand to make him apologize for being disabled, because that's essentially what's being asked. Again, get up. I truly believe, get up BAFTA's ass as much as you want. I just think specifically, personally, this is what I feel, being like, you need to go in there and apologize about Jordan Dale. We're going to write the motherfucker now. It literally feels like you were yelling.
Rage was way too much than I could expect it. I didn't.
It feels like if you had somebody just. I don't even want to necessarily do this, but like you have somebody in a wheelchair, they're taking their wheelchair runs over your fucking foot while you're on the sidewalk, and to do that, it's completely by accident. They're trying to get out the motherfucking way.
Because I was going to say, hey, if some motherfuckers out here to be in these motorized wheelchairs that are reckless,
completely by accident, they're just trying to get out of the way or whatever, and they run your foot over. Maybe they didn't even know that it happened. Whatever the fuck it was not within their control. They're like, you need to apologize to me, bitch. Like it just feels.
Hey, let me tell you something. You sound your fake angry voice is I hate to say it this way, but I guess as a sometimes aggressive person, I can say this. It's the cutest shit ever. Like if you ever came at me with that type of angry voice, you'd be more pissed off at me because I'd be laughing in your fucking face. I'm like, look.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Absolutely.
That wasn't even the one I was going to go for. I was going to go for this.
This bullshit needs to stop now.
We're back on track with a regular episode of Blerds N The Hood. That's how it fucking goes. All right.
Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood/tip. Streamlabs.com/Blerds N The Hood/tip. We're going to move on. I want to thank everybody.
Do we have any other Streamlabs or anything that came in?
Let me look real quick. We do have one from Anonymous who came in and said,
here's the thing, Kazara. Winston's version of an angry black man is like, oh, look at you trying to be angry. Oh, look at you trying to Hulk rage out.
And your damn motherfucking business.
Cross-eyed crying down your back, fat foot ass bitch. Long titty, no nipple having ass bitch.
Oh, he said he ain't got no nipples. Okay. Anyway.
So Anonymous says, I need my hooves trimmed too. Was the
Please
one
God
of the
let that have been a woman.
that we have right
Please
now.
God let that have been a woman. Please, because I don't know if the dudes be like, hey, You out here want to trim these hoofs? You want to
probably do it.
First of all, again, $40, nigga. What we say earlier.
All right, man, let's talk about, nigga, what you've been watching. And we started this with y'all during the Blerdathon, but we got to talk about it. Love is Blind has completely gone off the motherfucking rails.
Here's the thing. Is it ever on the rails?
That's a great question, and I would say no.
Because, like, it always, you meet people, when they start meeting each other in the pods, you're always like, that's a piece of shit. She full of shit. He ain't shit. She ain't shit. People do that out the gate, out the pods, right? But go ahead.
No. Well, so either way,
you're all caught up now, right?
Yeah, I caught up. I watched it before the show. So there's a bunch of ridiculous couples in there. You got Alex, and I can't remember the name of the blonde that he's with. Is it Amber?
Ashley.
Alex and Ashley. Alex asked he's a soccer player, bro, and he like fucked his knee up.
Former
he can't
soccer player.
No more. He was supposed to be a high draft pick for the MLS. Ended up tearing his knee up. Didn't actually ultimately end up playing, and now he is a homosexual.
Time out. No, I need you to be a little bit more specific. Alex is a MAGA right-wing bro, okay? He is one of those bros.
I forgot about that. Because he is a MAGA. I said what I said about athletes until you prove to me that you're not MAGA, nigga. They all MAGA. That's just the only athlete.
I don't hard when he met her daddy. He was like,
the only athletes that I feel that way that I don't automatically think they're MAGA is the W. Like 98% of the W is definitely not. The other 2% is Sophie Cunningham and whoever she can convince to fucking join her little MAGA Barbie party.
That's insane, sir. All I know, he was bogus. So Alex is bogus. If you have, again, a little bit of spoiler alert, I'm sorry, we caught up. Because here's the thing. If I watched The Bachelor, this nigga would be having a field day with it. Okay. But my brain is on a detour. We have our group chat for the show. It is myself, Winston, our two producers, Dwayne and Matt. All of a sudden, me and Dwayne going back and forth in the group chat about Love is Blind.
Go back to read those messages yet. Guy, we had to teach
the fact that
I had to tell this nigga, I was like, I ain't seen it yet, bro. Use the invisible ink. He goes, what the fuck is the invisible ink? Nigga, do I look like Wonder Woman? And then all of a sudden.
By the way, again, just got an iPhone recently, trying to learn it. Dwayne was like, go to invisible. I was like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Use invisible ink. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? And then once I figured out what it was.
Oh, yeah, bro. That's actually hilarious, the shit that you were saying. That's actually really funny. You damn right. Jay goes at one point, it's clear that Alex wants to fuck all the chicks. It is pretty wild. And then that's when Dwayne is correct. Alex is a hobosexual because he nomads around the country. He sleeps on people's couches. He goes to everybody. God damn! Shout out to both Casser and Fredtastic who had the same idea. Instead of $40 to force a shot. I'll to play titties or something, just so I'll let him go first, and then I'll go.
See, now he thought he was gonna get off with that old "I'm blind" excuse, but oh boy, he had another thing coming. The jury will now go off and deliberate on. Guilty. That nigga is guilty. Sir, settle down. You have to go deliberate. I don't need to deliberate. Hang that nigga now.
Stop playing this long ass clip. Tell us. I keep telling Matt until you cut this goddamn clip down. Stop playing this 24-second long ass clip.
He told me to play a long clip.
I told him to play a long clip. We'll just have to cut it out. That's fine.
We'll I'm about to fight both of y'all. So for those who are new to the show and trying to figure out what the fuck just happened and what happened, because I know some people like everybody is on. People are like, wait, what is about to happen? So we have a rule because we have a thing we've done to incentivize the audience, the neighborhood that likes to support. So every time we hit $100 in donations, we take a shot. Now, here's the problem. Sometimes some people choose violence. What does that mean? We have taken numerous shots.
$60 away from another shot because at the same
Is he
time,
shut
Casper
up?
and Fantastic had the same idea of sending in $40. Cancer says, y'all
$40?
Casper says, y'all too hot, take a drink and cool off. And Fred Tastic says, I'm sitting here enjoying this convo and I understand your anger. Enjoy the shot on me. On a different note, I'm enjoying BC with his breakdowns on the Patreon. Bottoms
BC
up.
is doing BC, who I was doing the Mad Titan podcast. I haven't done it in God knows how long, but BC started doing his different breakdowns over on my Patreon, Mr. Jay Washington. So I would encourage y'all to check him out. They are great. He's very insightful.
Fucking Fred Tastic. He said, cut it out like BAFTA. See, that's the problem. We're live.
Hey, man. Also, what's that bottle you got?
Same thing that I have every night, Pinky. The fucking Jim Beam vanilla from the Streamathon.
Let me tell you something. Winston can't have regular liquor. He always got to have flavors. Oh,
because I'm old, nigga. Because I'm old. Damn, you just straight up went down on that. I saw that. We all saw that. This nigga's like we saw that shit, nigga. Oh man,
but yeah.
No. So and shout out to that. Remember, we said we got to get to 100 likes, y'all, and there's more than enough of y'all in here at this point. We were at 115 at one point. If y'all want that meow later, y'all need to go ahead and make that happen. Let me
let's
monitor
get back to Love Is Blind real quick.
Hey, get back to it.
So I believe everything is going to end. So we're gonna get the next episodes, and then we're gonna get the finale the week after, right? These are the couples that we have right now. Like we said, we have Ashley and Alex, which I do not believe is gonna last. Because when that dude started asking, yo, why don't you do a period tracker so I know when you're fellas, let me say this as a grown man, and Winston can attest to this: a period don't stop shit but a sentence. The fuck is wrong with y'all?
That's the first thing. And the second thing, I love how fucking stupid he is, because he was like, yeah, if you're on your period, I don't want you to get pregnant. Nigga, that's not how this works. Nigga. It's not then. It's not then. It's not to say that it couldn't, but that's not the moment in time. Typically, when that's happening, it's before, you stupid asshole.
Bree and Connor. Here's the thing, Bree and Connor. Now, Connor is such a blue-collar dude, man. I sell dumpsters. He's just trying to live his life and love his girl. But Bree getting on my fucking nerves. Here's why.
Because she's the devil, bro. She clearly trying to fuck other niggas. She don't want this dude, bro.
Well, not even just that. The fact that when she was like, because remember after when they finally all met up in Mexico or whatever, she was like, ain't nobody gonna sit there and talk about what we had in the pot. Bitch, everybody got a relationship now. Why do you want to go?
Everybody got a fiance, nigga.
They got a financier. They got a financier. Why do you want to go talk about other shit? I'm like, I'm gonna tell you another piece of people I don't think gonna make it. I do not think, and I don't want them to make it. Devontae and Brittany.
You don't want them to make it?
No.
Why?
Here's why.
Why?
Devontae do not deserve Brittany. Brittany,
Devontae's the little light-skinned kind of chubby boy.
The biracial nigga that said,
about the braided nigga.
She's a woman of color.
Who's the braided nigga?
Oh, Vic. Vic the one that's gonna make it. They gonna make it. Vic,
I like them. I thought you talked about Vic. I was like, don't hate on Vic, my nigga.
No, Vic gonna make it. Vic,
we got to talk about Vic, because you know I'm kind of pissed off about what they did to my boy Vic and his girl.
Oh,
because
why they did that? But anyway,
okay.
So
I'm dying laughing because you know why they did it. It's because the two of them, they immediately connected with each other and didn't have any like drama with anybody else. So they sent them to fucking Malibu because they're like, well, you're not going to be interesting TV. So they fucking sent their ass to fucking Malibu. But where I call bullshit about, we don't have the money to follow them. Nigga, you spent like $1 million on Ed Sheeran songs. I don't need fucking Ed Sheeran for Love Is Blind. You can fucking play some regular shit.
When I heard the Jet 2 song, I was like, oh my God.
I know. Everybody loves it. I said that to Chris, and I go, everybody loves a Jet 2 Holiday. She goes, I fucking hate that because I used to actually like that song, and Jet 2 Holiday fucked the shit up.
Dude, I was like, oh. But here's why with Devontae and Brittany. Brittany is, so I've learned this in relationships I've been in, and from women I always talk to, I've always kept this at the forefront of my mind. A woman needs to be, what are you laughing at?
This. I don't think if you heard this story. So the idea of sending them to Malibu, when Casser and I went on Pictionary, right after we won the grand prize to Antigua, they go, hey, y'all, so that was our last trip to Antigua. So our next grand prize for anybody that's here, you win a trip to Burbank. And we're like, nigga, you mean down the street? Because we were in Sun Valley.
First of all, not only down the street, what the fuck am I gonna see in Burbank? Let me look.
I guess the Warner Brothers lot, nigga. That's about it.
You get to go down San Fernando Boulevard from the mall.
You can see Batman and Jon Stewart with cakes in the middle of
you
the.
You get to see the AMC they screen movies. The fuck? Here's why.
Check out the last Five Guys burgers and fries in all of LA.
And it is ungodly expensive. If Five Guys in that mall, you'd be like, hey, how much for a burger? $96. I'm sorry, for what?
How much you got? I only have, that's not enough, nigga.
You walk in the door, what can I get for $7.18? The fuck out. Okay.
One of these peanuts that we offer for free for people that actually buy things.
That's funny. But here's going back to Devontae and Brittany. Brittany just wants to be reassured that she's pretty.
Can I ask you a question? Because I was confused about this. Because she started off being like, I ain't smashing with nobody till I'm married. Like, we're not doing any of that. But then like a day or two later, all of a sudden she was like, yo, we can fuck if you want. Like, it's cool. And it's like, and I was like, I don't think it
Oh no. I'll be right back.
Okay, we'll see when you come back. So yeah, at one point, she all of a sudden, like after the first couple of days being like, oh yeah, we're not having sex or whatever. And I was like, okay, I could see it in a scenario because he kind of backed off where he was like, hey, I don't want to be tempted by stuff. It's hard to control my shit right now, girl. So I'm gonna pull off just a little bit. And all of a sudden, like now she's like, you don't touch me, not never. She even said to her girlfriend, she was like, yeah, he was so respectful that first night. He was like, after I said I didn't want to have sex, he was like, can I touch your titties? And I said, yeah, grab them titties. Like, it was just a scenario where the whole thing is just kind of all over the place. And that's what's wild, is because Brittany is bad. So I don't understand why, like, oh boy hasn't like really just been like, go for it. But I think the theory that Jay was getting into is the fact that, you know, I believe he's also mixed. I don't think he's ever been with a woman of color. I think he's only been with white women. And so I think he just doesn't know what to do with Brittany is ultimately what this feels like. What's up, Dwayne?
No, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure he says that in like one of his early interviews.
Oh, does he?
I think so. Or he says it like right after they do their first meet. I'm pretty sure he says like he's never been with a woman of color.
He did when they got revealed. I forgot about that shit, bro. I actually forgot about that shit. That's yeah. Yep. Okay, Kristen said, yeah, he straight up said he's never been with a woman of color. So there you go. Yeah, man, I'm just flabbergasted at the fact that this is not going to that feels like that one's not going to work out. I want to wait for this last one for Jay to get here, because the most egregious offender here.
Oh yeah.
The only way I can describe him, and again, I'm going to chill until Jay gets back. Kristen keeps calling him a little Keebler elf. Because he looks like he's
that's disrespectful to Keebler elves.
Can I say, as the one person who doesn't watch this, but it's about people from my state, this just sounds like everyone I fucking grew up with and what they like now.
So why do you like Ohio so much?
So much.
I like Cleveland, not Ohio.
Cleveland is a part of Ohio.
Okay,
hold on.
Here. I'm here on the iPhone. I don't know how this is gonna work. Anyway,
you actually look clearer than you do on your computer.
So we don't have the capacity.
I did that for you. I figured that was what you wanted to do.
That's fair.
Real quick, Jay, turn your phone to the side. Okay, turn the screen lock off and then turn it to the side.
Okay, screen lock. Okay.
For those who wanted to know how old Jay Washington is, that's how old.
Nigga with an Android, I had this perfectly. Okay, so
and now you should be able to. Yep, there it is.
Oh shit! Okay,
nigga, you see how you know what you could also do, especially when you get the computer up. You can actually use your phone as a fucking remote camera for your ass. So as crystal clear as that shit is, you could literally just set your motherfucking phone up to do it for
First of all, you shut your whore mouth. Anyway, like I was saying.
Okay. Well then how's this? You told me to be quiet, so I had to do something, nigga. I don't know what to tell you.
And affection. Here's the thing. I think she thought that Devontae would leave because every dude was like, hey, man, I got me some last night. And Devontae was basically giving hints like, so kind of got blue balls. Kind of got these blue balls. Yeah, you can take it. I saw what Casper said. That's why I ain't saying shit about it. You can take it down. Thank you.
He's like my dad with the do for how the fuck I turn this thing on? Is it on?
I've never had an iPhone in my life.
No, it doesn't mean it's not funny. You'll learn some shit. You'll learn some shit. It's fine, bro. But okay, I saved the best for last, nigga. This nigga Chris, the little Keebler elf.
Hey, yo, somebody need to Sparta kick this nigga down a flight of stairs. Because here's the thing. First off, little midget bastard. I'm sorry, not midget. Short bastard. You had Jessica, she's a doctor.
She's bad as hell, bro.
And she bad as shit. And you gonna tell her, well, I mean somebody who do Pilates every day. And, it was the worst.
How you making him sound like Lil Wayne? Don't do that, Lil Wayne.
Wait there, baby. When he said you were the worst sex I ever had, and we both, because we were all in our text thread like, bro, you're on national TV telling a woman she's the worst sex you ever had and think this is going to make you look good going forward?
Bro, not like it's what's wild is Jessica, she bad. Like, did you see the one swimsuit she had that with the shit like kind of cut open and shit? The red one? The black one, Britt.
Oh, the black one.
We're wrapped around the titties, like right here.
If y'all could do me a favor, here's the thing. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna say something I never thought I'd ever say on this show, okay? And I'm gonna probably hear it later from one of our producers. Jessica's so cold. I would move to Columbus.
Fuck you. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Take a while, guess who clicked that? Because it wasn't me.
I know it wasn't you. Jessica's so cold. I'd move to Columbus, bro. I'm like, she is beautiful.
Bro, the fact that the thing that came out of his mouth, he goes, because this is actually a little triggering for me, because I'll tell a story after this in a second, but when he goes, I deserve, like my wife to do Pilates every day. And she's like, well, yeah, I can't really do that because I'm at the hospital. Bro, she's an infectious disease doctor. She was at the forefront of trying to save people from motherfucking COVID. And you talking about, well, you don't do Pilates, girl. I can't even. Like, bro. Hold on. Let me see if I can find a picture of her real quick, because for those that don't watch the show, because this is upsetting. Uh-oh, he's getting his computer back up. That's what that is. Oh shit, I forgot about Jessica from season 1. Ain't nobody trying to talk about her. Oh good.
Hey
Lord.
Man, she was the devil.
She was the devil.
Was the devil.
Yeah, okay. So I think this is her, right? This looks right.
Just type Jessica and Chris.
Jessica. I think this is her. Hold on, let me screen share.
Yeah, okay, you're right. You might want to see. Oh my Jesus.
Yeah, dude. Yep, that's her.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, she bad as hell.
Okay,
woo! You see that the pajama pants?
That's not the Just from this season.
That's not the Just from this season.
No.
What the fuck?
That's
from
Dwayne, like
you are
season
producer. Make it
3.
happen. God damn it! Our producers are not do.
I don't know if she has Instagram.
No, she do. I think most of them started pages because of the show.
Yeah, that's not her. That's the one that went on Too Hot or Perfect Match. And
You're right. Okay,
with
hold on.
What's
I'm
his
gonna
face.
find it. I just put Jessica Love is Blind season 10. That's the problem. Let me just.
Once I'm on it, they have a Netflix page where it breaks down
here we go.
social medias.
That'll work. Open image in a new tab. Share this tab instead. That's her.
Nope, that's from season 6 again.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, fuck. God damn it.
Give me 10 seconds. I'm about to have it.
Here we go. I found it. I know for a fact that I have it this time. This is her. Right there.
Yes, that is.
That is
yes,
her.
Okay, I'm gonna say some
Real quick, I
things.
just have to say, Winston just proved yes, y'all all look alike to us.
The brunettes. I don't know. What you're not about to do is get me in trouble, nigga. That's what we're not about to do right now.
Ooh, shit. Okay, hold on. Here we go. All right, let's see how this works. Hold on. Let's see. Okay, come on.
But I mean, this and Minnesota were two of the whitest seasons ever. So let's not pretend
It's
like
Minnesota, my nigga.
And it's also Ohio.
Well, Ohio is actually a mistake.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. Damn, white people really do look alike.
Also, Ohio is the mistake. Like, Ohio is what happened when God forgot to do.
Can you shut the fuck up?
Fuck you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck the horse you rode in on, fuck everybody who loves you, who cares about you, who has ever supported you in your life, who has become a part of making you the person that you are today.
I am naturally like petty.
Okay. So,
hey, am I here?
Yeah, you're here. You're here.
Okay.
Our producer is telling us to talk about the actual meetup at the bar.
Yo, the meetup at the bar that made me want to. Yo, Chris deserved to get the dog shit beat out of him.
Bro, didn't he keep saying I don't give a flying fuck? Like he said that shit like 20 times with his drunk ass.
But here's the problem. And again, I don't know if it's editing or the way the producers want to tell the story, but Bree keep looking like she interested. Like, yeah,
she is. Because he even said, if I start putting the pressure on, it's gonna be different. Then try the audacity to be like, yeah, like the sex I had, worst sex I've ever had. The other two girls said, we're gonna get out of here. And then she was out here, he was like, what about you? She's like, it was all right. It's like, nah, but I'll tell you right now, sex with me would be better. Like,
you know who deserved to get his ass, who got dumped and who deserved it? That nigga Kevin. Let me tell you why. The black dude.
Oh yeah, fuck that nigga.
The nigga that had the Anthony Hamilton beard. The nigga that got the patches in the beard. Come on home to me, Charlie. that beard. When he tried to play Tyler and Kia, both who are fine as fuck.
Except Tyler was a little. Kia was chill. Tyler's ass was a lot. Her instincts were correct, but remember when she said redo time and then just walks her ass back up in that motherfucker?
Look, this is the problem. So the thing is, like, for those who are unfamiliar with the show, you're dating people because, again, you're spending like 7 to 8 days nonstop talking, so you can develop a bond quickly, right? But you got like, man, who's my number one and number two? Also, Emma, her and Mike ain't gonna last. Emma and Mike ain't gonna last. And I'm gonna tell you, here's why. Mike a neat freak. Emma don't give a shit about being neat. Also, Mike wants kids.
Mike, that's the big one, and it's becoming more and more apparent that like she doesn't want to be a parent.
Which, for those who don't know, Emma she was adopted, so she doesn't know her genetic history. Now, technically, if I'm not mistaken, you can do a test.
Yes, you can go and get markers to check for anything. So that statement, I was like, all right, sure, but I'm not here to talk anybody into wanting to have kids.
And look, this coming from a nigga with two, and I'm gonna tell you this: I got asked recently, would I have any more kids? And I specifically answered and said, fuck no. Here's why. But I would if I date someone and they have children, that's a whole different ballgame. As far as me having another child biologically, absolutely not.
Fair.
My son, who, by the way, shouts out to my son, Jalen, man. He is on the IU powerlifting team. I'm so proud of him. But also, I got the date for his college graduation. Cannot wait for that. Can't wait for that. And then my daughter, for those who know about Jay, he has this little ladybug in his life. His daughter, she's 12 going on 13, and she's an asshole. My daughter, I'm absolutely getting snipped like goddamn weeds in the garden. My daughter's let me tell you how much my daughter's an asshole. My daughter makes jewelry now. She makes bracelets and shit, and daddy likes bracelets. I said, hey, can dad get a bracelet? Do you want to know what her response was? I'm busy.
Wait, look here. Know your worth and charge tax, baby girl. Don't worry about your little funky ass father. What is that look on your face, nigga?
First of all, her bracelets are amazing. It's
I'm
like
sure
the
they
beat.
are.
But I was like, yo, I showed her all my bracelets I have. You know that whole little thing I got with all the bracelets over there. I showed her all. I said, yo, Dad would love to rock a bracelet. I said, can you give Dad a bracelet? I'm busy. I don't have time.
But she wouldn't even. You couldn't even buy one.
I'm not buying nothing from that goddamn girl.
That's a damn shame. You don't support small businesses. You don't support black businesses.
Nope, you don't get to do that.
Motherfucker.
Nope, you don't get to
need
do
to
that.
apologize. Apologize to black people. Nope, apologize to black people. You don't support small black businesses. You just said DEI.
Apologize to the hoe.
Whoa, I did not click on that. I ain't calling your daughter no hoe. That was Matt. My hands are right here. We got to move on to the Karens. Someone play the goddamn Karen intro.
Now, an ode to Karens, brought to you by Blerds N The Hood. Now, before we go into this dedication, you must be asking yourself, well, what is a Karen and what does it mean? Well, Karen is a mocking slang term for an entitled, obnoxious, middle-aged white woman, especially as featured in memes. Karen is generally stereotyped as having a blonde bob haircut, asking to speak to retail and restaurant managers to voice complaints or make demands, and being a nagging, often divorced mother from Generation X. Karens most notably have been known now to call the police on black people when they're just doing this thing called living. You know, something that God allowed them to do. This includes Barbecue Becky, Permit Patty, Sleepin' Sarah, and a host of others. And typically Karens feel that because they are white women, they are entitled to do whatever they want and make life choices based on their insecurities as well as fears. Well, here are a few moments of wild Karens caught in their natural habitat.
It is Karen. Matthew Thomas. I am going to be like old school AT&T, and I'm going to reach through these lines like the movie Shocker, and I'm going to touch your fucking soul. I swear to God, I'm going to slap you with your own titties. I'm going to pick your left titty up and slap shit out you with it. Then I'm pick your right titty up and double back with it. Do y'all see it? It's in regular Blerds, I believe it is. It says,
I see it. Here's the fucking Karen.
He's videoing me now.
Yeah, for my safety.
If you feel endangered, I would refer you to call the police.
So what do you provide as a safety line?
She says she feels unsafe. I'm sitting here, obviously, have my seatbelt on. Nothing's going on. She's sitting back there. She refuses to get out of my vehicle. So I'm recording for my safety.
Is there any store or is there anything in the area that you're in that you can go in and wait for your next Uber driver?
As you can see, there's the businesses right in front of us. You see the businesses. She says she don't feel safe, but she refuses to get out. She can go right to the business over there. There's chairs. She can sit there with her things and wait for her next Uber.
She's gonna drive off with my packages. I mean, this is like, I've never had this before. I'm pretty surprised that you're not able to provide more assistance other than call the police. I have an expensive package in the trunk. If I get out, what if he drives off with it?
Now she's saying I might drive off with her things when I can clearly just take them out and place them over the side.
Get out of his car and he's on the phone with the authorities. You could get your package and wait for your next Uber.
But how do I get the package? I need him to open the trunk.
Open the trunk.
Okay.
You can ask him to open the trunk.
Well, I'll do that right now. Whatever gets you out of here, I don't care. I'll open it. You get your package. Whatever you need to do. I'm going to get her package. headed back because she's scared I'm going to take her package. This is her package. Get her package out. Set it right here beside her so she can have it. Her package is out. Package is right there. I'm right here. I'm getting back into my vehicle.
Bro, there's a reason why I don't drive Lyft anymore, other than the fact that my car is too old. Chris cats were pissed off that I put him out.
Leave Costco's name out your mouth.
But look, so Sparky said, let her get her own shit. No, I agree with what he did because she specifically said, how I know he's not going to drive off or whatever. Don't give her, here you go, bitch. Take your shit. Get the fuck out. Like,
and I hate
no excuses.
We've had numerous Karens and things like that, which, you know, they're on the phone with people and they're trying to make themselves seem in a more dangerous situation in which they actually are. Mm-hmm. We've seen these numerous videos, and I'm glad that the brother was like, I'm recording this for my safety. So you can't make it seem like, but even though we've seen these videos where, you know, you have these white women in many instances, they're making it seem like they're being under attack and they're being motherfuckers running up on them and people just standing there with their phone recording them having a fool.
This was one of the last Lyft rides that I took. I was done with Lyft a couple months after this, but I was driving. A woman got in the car. It's when I still had my my dread fro. And she got in and she immediately goes, oh, this is fun, and ran her fucking hand through my shit. And I said, hey, get out of my car. And she goes, excuse me? I said, get out of my car right now. I'm canceling the ride. And she goes, what? Canceling the ride? No, I'm not getting out of the car. And I said, get out of my car. And she goes, I'll fucking report you. I'll give you 1 star. I was like, bet, do it. I don't fucking care, because if the roles were reversed and I got into your car and I immediately said, ooh, this is fun, and I touched your fucking head, you would have me arrested.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna want to put your hand through that, because it probably would smell like berries and sage.
Probably. But either way,
because I know it was a white woman. I know it was a white woman, because only white women go, oh, this is fun.
She wrote me 1 star and the things that I was incredibly rude and everything, but I had already, as soon as she got out, I contacted Lyft and I said, yo, this is what happened. This woman physically assaulted me in my own fucking vehicle. I asked her to get out of my fucking car. She wouldn't do it. She threatened to give me a 1 star. This is what happened. And then they were like, we're going to investigate. They came back, like, okay, we're really, really sorry. We'll never pair her with you again. I was like, you have to do more than that. And the only thing that they did in that regard is they gave me the bonus that week that I was going to be short by like an hour or a couple rides or whatever the fuck it was. But that shit was
cute.
Fucking, huh?
That's nice.
I should have done more, to be honest with you. Yeah. But yeah, no, I resonate with this video a little too much because I have been there.
Well, look at him rubbing his head now because he ain't got his drink.
I'd fucking just having phantom pains, nigga. Just phantom pains.
Look, he ain't got no hair.
Like I feel both my hair and then that fucking greasy ass, hippie ass hand in my head, nigga. That's why I could feel it still.
Hey, real quick before we get ready to get up out of here, just so you know, stream one last time, streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip, streamlabs.com/blerdsinthehood/tip if you want to get in. Also, as we always say, I don't know if he said it, you can do CashApp Venmo as well. Those are available. Just want to make sure. Let's see if we got anything else after.
We got one from Eric Kirby who says, TV show question: which white man dying made Black America cry more, Robb Stark or Jon Snow?
Robb Stark.
Robb Stark. The Red Wedding was insane.
The Red Wedding was terrible.
Like losing John was like, but like the way Robb went out, bro, was fucking insane.
Cause bro was like, yo, I'm finna get married. I got my girl. She finna have my baby. I got my mama. And Edmund Frey was like, kill all these niggas. You like, oh!
And then they said the Lannisters send their regards. Bro, I will never forget. I shit you not. I remember my jaw hitting the floor and then somehow getting whiter and whiter as the thing kept going because of phrasing. Hold on, I just thought about what I said there. You know what I meant. The point is, it was completely trauma inducing.
No, you said what you said.
Look, man, we saw you go down on that shot glass 2 minutes ago, or however long it was.
First of all, I don't know what the fuck you. First of all, let me tell you something. I sip
fully prepared to suck his dick.
Matt really wants to catch these hands. Not my hands. Jay is about to develop a connection with the Speed Force and run his ass to Cleveland and beat the ever. Bro, you about to catch a megaton punch to the motherfucking face. All right, we gotta wrap it up, Jay. What you got going on, man? Plug your shit.
I'm gonna be beating the dog shit out of Matt Thomas. Be beating this motherfucker. I would say follow me on social media, Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, the Book of Face, all those places, YouTube as well, at Mr. Jay Washington, MRJAY. You should know how to spell Washington. I think I'm in Lancaster, California this Saturday. I think that's what I'm supposed to be. I got asked to do a show in Palm Springs, but I was like, damn, I already booked Lancaster, which is wild as fuck. I was like, oh, do you want to go 3 hours? It's probably 2. So I'll be there again. If you are in San Diego, I will be at the Mic Drop Comedy Club headlining that April 25th. So you can get the tickets for that. I am also going to be in Austin, Texas for the Moon Tower Comedy Festival, April 15th through 19th. If you were in LA, I'm going to be at the Hollow Tavern next week. Yeah, I'm a lot of places. Not next week. Week after next. I'm a lot of places. So just follow me and make sure you do all that. Yeah.
Bet. And you can find me at the Swaggy Blerd on all platforms. What do I got going on? Spill the tequila tomorrow with Roca. Since we're not here on Wednesday, I will most likely be working on some other stuff once I get done with the directing thing, or trying to sleep, since that's not really been happening. Fridays, Capes and Cows. I don't know if Christian announced this yet, but we've actually stopped doing the Demon Slayer reactions because he put out a short and they hit his channel with a strike. So he was like, nah, we're going to go back to movies. We're not doing that anymore. So more of those to come. And then again, stuff on my channel and everything else. So with that, we again want to say thank you to everybody for watching the show today, for coming in and having some real ass conversations. Yeah. What?
Yeah, you want to be serious, and I didn't want to be serious. And I want to thank you for coming in and having a real last conversation. You got to start the show out of all seriously and everything.
Okay, how about this? Jay doesn't support small black-owned family.
Yo, shut the first of all
at all. So bye, bitch.
Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
It's like you forgot that, like, I used to do some savage shit. We did the show all the time about like the death stares and shit. Because I have stuff on deck that you don't support black women, nigga. I saw you out here, you can support small black businesses.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
No, because here's what you whores are not gonna do. Here's what you whores in the neighborhood are not gonna do. Okay, you're not gonna sit there and go around and be like, "Let me tell you how Jay don't support black women." When we know that I support the shit out of black women, especially look, I support the fuck out of just because I don't want to pay for my daughter's motherfucking bracelets because it's money I'm gonna give her any fucking way. She's supposed to give me a bracelet so I can promote her shit and be like, "Yo, go check out my daughter." It is supposed to be a given thing.
So they present it to her as a sponsorship for the show. Say, "Hey, would you like to sponsor the show? And we'll plug your shit." That's not what you did. You said, "Give daddy a free thing." When has anything ever been free? Ain't a free lunch, ain't a free no goddamn thing.
You ain't got kids. Shut the fuck up.